Hey guys, it's Mahel here, and today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 A-level revision tips to help you get all A-star at A-level. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn the post notifications on by clicking the bell, and well, let's get into it. Tip number 1, start your revision now. We are in March, we are a third of the way through March, and some of you might be thinking, I can leave it till Easter. Yes, you can. However, the sooner you start, the sooner you can start going through what you know and what you don't know, learning what you don't know, and then just making sure that you're confident with all of your knowledge. It's best to start as early as possible so that you are ahead of the game, and it doesn't matter about what your friends are doing. It doesn't matter if, oh, have you started revision yet? Oh, no, I haven't started. I'm starting next week. Oh, that's fine. I'm probably going to start next week as well. No. At the end of the day, the results are all about you and you only. So make sure you start as early as possible. Tip number 2, get enough rest, be active, and have enough food and water throughout the day. Although it's tempting to tell yourself that you're just going to sit down and revise and you must do, for example, 6 hours of revision in the day and that you can't have any distractions, this is not ideal. You should always break up your revision and make sure that you take regular breaks. By regular, I mean, let's say a break every half an hour if you're doing Pomodoro. So Pomodoro is a revision technique where you're doing 30 minutes of revision, 5-minute break and go again. That is one Pomodoro session. Or for example, a standard revision session of 45 minutes of revision and about 15 minutes of break. Or for example, doing an hour of revision, going to the gym and then coming back and getting the rest of it done with breaks in between, of course. You can do it however you want to, however just make sure that the amount of revision that you allocate yourself to do in hours, make sure that you are splitting it up and not just doing it in one session. Otherwise, you're going to lose focus, you're going to wear yourself out, it's not sustainable, and chances are that you're going to procrastinate after a while anyways, meaning that you're just wasting time. Tip number 3, nail your exam technique. Now, the exam technique is so much more important in A-levels than it is in GCSE, because in A-levels there's something called AO3, and AO3 is found in longer answers. For example, your 16 markers, your 20 markers, your 25 markers. That's how it was in A-level business anyways, and this is where you need to put in more analysis into your answers, and you can know your content, you can have a simple answer, but then or even an extended answer. However, if you don't know how to structure it, if you're literally just writing it down, like you make a point but there's no structure to it, you're not going to pick up the AO3 marks, which is where a lot of marks can be lost. AO3 is very important in essay-based subjects, for example, religious studies, or like I said, business, where there is paper 3, I think it was, where answers are very long. In my opinion, it is better to have some idea of the content, enough to be able to make a decent answer anyways, rather than an amazing answer, but nail down your exam technique, than to have all of the knowledge in your head, but no idea how to put it down. So make sure you nail your exam technique. Tip number 4, learn from your wrongs and make them your right. Don't be upset if, for example, at this stage, you're only getting 45% in an exam and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm so screwed, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, I'm not going to get into my uni of choice or job of choice. No, just look at what you have done wrong and use that as your guide to revision. So some people don't even know where to start with their revision, and if this is the case, then I advise that you just do an exam paper. Even if you don't know if you know everything, just go for an exam paper. The things you do get right, look at what topics they were in and you leave them aside for later, and the things you do get wrong, look at what topics they were in and then revise that to begin with. So as I say before, start with your weakest areas, make sure you nail that down, and then move on to your strongest areas, because it makes no sense to go over something that you already know when you're limited on time. Because let's say, for example, there's so much that you need to learn and you can only learn about half of the content, one half being the content that you know and one half that you don't. If you start with the content that you don't know and you get through that half, then at least you'll be more prepared than if it was the other way around. Last but not least, so tip number 5 is to plan your revision. I can't stress how important this is. Don't just say to yourself, you know what, I'm not doing anything today, I'm just gonna go and do some revision. No, do not do this, because the moment you sit down, you're going to be like, so what do I need to revise? And then you'll probably get distracted to go into your phone, check the latest Snapchat. 5 minutes becomes 15 minutes, 15 minutes becomes 45 minutes, and next thing you know, you've sat down for 2 hours, you haven't done any revision because you haven't planned it, and you're thinking, well, I guess I'll start tomorrow. I've been a culprit of this before, and believe me, when I started to plan my revision was so much better. The quality of it and just the structure of my day. I don't mean go onto one of those websites where you type in what subjects you do and how many hours you want to allocate, because chances are you're not going to stick to those timetables, because they say, for example, like between 11 and 12 you're going to study media, and then between 1 to 2 you're going to study business, and then maybe at like 4 to 5 you're going to study media again. I don't mean go on to doing one of those, because I tried it for GCSEs, did not work for me. What I mean when I say plan your revision is, for example, say to yourself, right, today, because it's March and I'm not quite as close as I could be to exams, I'm going to do 3 hours of revision for A-levels. So you say to yourself, 3 hours, how do you want to do it? Let's say, for example, you want to spend an hour. So you do 3 1-hour sessions. And you say to yourself, I've got 24 hours, so I can spend those 24 hours however I want to, but the revision can be broken up during the day. So for example, I might wake up, do 1 hour of revision, and then play FIFA Ultimate Team, for example, if I really wanted to. And then in the afternoon, after I've had lunch, do another hour of revision, and then play more FIFA Ultimate Team if I wanted to. And then in the evening, after dinner, you could, for example, do your last hour of revision, decide you want to go to gym after, come back, and then it's time for bed. That is an example. You don't even have to revise during the day. The way I was operating during A-levels was I was actually revising during the night. So I'd sleep all through the day and revise through the night. Now people would be like, oh, but you're not even seeing sunlight. Well, it's actually a good thing, because come May time where it's really sunny and everyone's going to like beer gardens or whatever, if you're sleeping during that time where people are there, then obviously there's less reason to be distracted. So at night time, when you're planning, you're doing your revision at like 1 AM or 2 AM, no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, you wanna hit up spoons, because they probably won't be open anyways, but that's besides the point. So you can revise however you want to, just tell yourself though, you're going to have this amount of hours in a day to revise, and these are the topics that you need to do. That is going to be it for my top 5 A-level revision tips video. This was actually a quick video, broken down into as simple form as it could be. So if you do want to see an extended revision tips video, then make sure to let me know in the comments below. I hope you did enjoy it. If there are any other videos that you want to see from me, whether it be GCSE videos, A-level videos, or university videos, or anything else, then make sure to also let me know in the comments below, or tweet me. My social media links are in the description below. And this has been Mahel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.